Moran here. We are at the Senior Living Executive Conference in Nashville, and I am with
Erin, Hennessy,
Paul Brandon,
with
Health Dimensions Group.
Very good. So I've got this list of 5 questions for leaders we've been asking people, and so let's jump right into it. Here's the first question I have for you. What's the most important leadership lesson you've learned?
Humility.
Expand on that a little bit.
Okay, so I just think as a leader, asking questions, we were just talking to someone about learning from mistakes, learning from others, just trying to find a way to be better every day and not being afraid to say that and find out from other people.
Okay, great.
I'm going to say mine was very early when I was in AIT and skilled nursing, and our COO talked to us about taking a leadership role and demanding excellence when we take that leadership role. And he said the important part of demanding excellence is you will attract excellence in your leadership position. The problem with accepting good is that excellence will leave. So if you just accept good, then you're not going to retain your excellent employees.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like both of those a lot. Yeah. Okay. Second question. We're going to go start with you this time.
Okay.
What has surprised you most about being a leader?
Surprised me the most is as you continue to grow in your career, or at least for me, was the inability to have direct impact on decisions or the implications of the decisions. Like you can influence, but the overall ability to have that really, like as an executive director, you have direct control over making influences in your property. But when you get to that regional position, you exert less control. You're more dependent on the people that you bring into leadership roles. And that continues to go as you continue in your career.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Erin?
Actually, kind of following on that, going from an executive director to a regional director was the hardest job change I ever made, even harder than when I stepped into the CEO role. And it's because of that. Like when you're an ED, you're just there, you see everything, you know the residents, you know how the meals were, you're just right there. And to be a little removed and have to, how hard it is to lead through others to our end user. So I would say, yeah, that's a very similar learning.
Yeah, I've always thought that in leadership roles that the regionals had the hardest job because of exactly what you said is that you can ask people to do things, but you're so spread so thin, you still got you got to depend on people, and sometimes that doesn't always work. So here's my third question. What's the industry still get fundamentally wrong?
What does the industry get fundamentally wrong? I would say, and are we talking about senior living or senior care in general?
Your pick.
So one thing, and I think you and I have talked about this before, my heart is in skilled. I love skilled care, even though, well more than half of our business is now senior housing. I think people get wrong how similar at the end of the day all of us in the senior care are, whether that's home health, skilled nursing, that we really are one continuum. And I think I still hear just separation among the care types. And as our company works in all of them, there are so many similarities and you can really learn a lot from other ones. So I always like to just tell those stories and ask other people about that because I think we could learn more from each other if we found ourselves to be more similar.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I recently attended LTC 100.
Yeah.
First time I was there, I was so impressed by it. I was impressed by some amazing stories of people doing amazing things. Now, I will say I come from California. We're very unique in that we mostly have terrible nursing homes in California. And so I'm kind of biased against it, but realizing and even in California, there are some operators who are doing some interesting things, but for a lot of just, variety of kind of how it's evolved, we probably have an unusually large number of not so good buildings. And I know there are a couple of other states like that as well, but it really has gotten me to rethink that. So I really like that.
Thank you for rethinking that, because we're doing some awesome things in skilled nursing. We can learn a lot from each other. So that's my answer.
Yep. So I would like to, we should explore that more.
Yes, we should.
I'm going to say patience. And that's in turnaround opportunities that come to us. It doesn't take long for a building to turn back. And through or maybe some poor leadership, a building can really go south quickly. That turnaround takes a while.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we, as an industry, get a little bit impatient with the leadership and don't give them the time to be successful or the support that they need to be successful there. I've seen that with you a while.
Okay, great. I like that.
Because it does take a while to change. Like you can change labor patterns and pricing overnight. Okay, you can do that the next day, but to really change the culture and that like that indescribable feeling that you walk in, it feels like a great place to live or not, like that takes a year.
Yeah, and you're not talking about turning around a place that has a neutral culture, right? You're always talking about turning around a place that has bad culture. So you got to get past and get sort of back to level before you can start really building it. So that makes a lot of sense. I like that. Okay, my fourth question is this: what's the single biggest people challenge you're facing right now?
Well, I think the staffing issues have gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, it's not the crisis that it once was. I think the thing that worries me is just future leaders and how do we make sure that people see this as a wonderful career, because it is, and it's so rewarding, and you get to be in all areas of business. You're running a restaurant, a hotel, a clinic, like you're in an activity center. I mean, you're doing so many things. And so that's one thing that I feel really passionately about is getting leaders into this field who are young and showing them the joy.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I think talent is probably something that this has been such a rewarding career for me 30 years in, but it's not always easy.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of challenges that go with that. And so I think that if we can appeal to younger people to really embrace those challenges, learn from them, I think there's unlimited opportunity in this industry.
Perfect. Okay. This is my fun question.
Erin.
What animal best describes your leadership style?
Oh my!
That's easy for you.
What are you going to say?
Dog.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, I'm a crazy dog lady.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a crazy dog lady. I like hoard dogs.
How many?
Well, I only have 2 right now, but that's hopefully changing soon. But yeah, I hoard rescue dogs.
I have 2 dogs, but I wouldn't want any more. Actually, I have 3 dogs in my house, but my daughter is living with us and has one too.
I would say, leadership style, because I think, I guess to tie that back to a dog, I'm going to be specific, like a large golden retriever or big fluffy dog. I think because you need to be gentle and kind, but you have to also, when you're a big dog, have self-control and be disciplined because you can't jump around because you're so big. So I would say maybe a large, well-trained golden retriever.
I love it. I
Like mine.
Yeah.
I can't argue with
It's pretty good.
answer. I like the same answer. That's for me too.
But you're not a golden.
No? What am I? What kind of?
I think something more, something more like regal, like
Regal.
or like confident, like
Great Dane.
confident, like a Great Dane. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go Great Dane.
They're also really tall.
Okay, all right.
They're smart and loyal.
Right.
Okay.
How about you?
Let's do it.
So, it's interesting that nobody's actually asked me.
Well, can I interview you now?
No. Well, I've got, you can interview. You can ask me that question.
Okay.
And then you can ask me anything else you want, by the way. So,
Okay.
So, what animal most describes me? I don't know that this is exactly right. But I love manatees because they are the weirdest looking animals of all. And I'm kind of a weird guy. I acknowledge that. I remember I'd been just running Foresight for a couple of years, and it was maybe 3 or 4 years. So we sort of established ourselves. And I ran into a friend of mine, and we were talking, and she was sort of reminiscing, and she goes, she was trying to be really nice, and it was really a bit startling when she said that. I remember when you first started writing stuff and putting stuff out, and everybody was asking, who is this weird guy? And I thought, man, if I'd heard that like 6 months in, I would have probably just crushed me. But now I sort of own it. So I'm gonna use the manatee. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And they like people.
And they like people.
They're communicative.
They are. Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn the table on you. 5 questions.
Okay.
What do you think the biggest misconception is?
In senior living?
Yeah.
So I need some clarity on that. Misconception by people who are in the industry or misconception by people who are looking at the industry, because they're very different.
People outside.
So the people outside, their biggest misconception is that it represents just a downhill slide, and it can't possibly be a good experience.
How about?
And I'll give you the inside. I think from the inside, I think that I think and I actually am going to write about this. As you really hit home today with one of the other interviews I was doing. I think from the inside, I think that we believe that we're not as good as we really are. I think we're a lot better than we think we are.
Oh my gosh, that is so true, because we're so hard on ourselves and like demanding perfection, but we're people taking care of people, so we are hard on ourselves.
That's right. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, last question. Favorite thing about this profession in senior care?
Oh, the favorite thing for me is the stories. Is the stories people tell about transformed lives. Since the time I started Foresight many years ago, my big passion has been frontline worker. And I will tell you that I think that they still don't get enough respect, but I think it has gotten a bit better, a fair amount better. But mostly what I like is the passion. I've been asking people, I'm going to ask you this question before we're done, but I've been asking people to tell me a story about how they as a leader, their organization has transformed the life of a resident, a team member, or a family member. And it's been really fun to do. The stories have been terrific, but mostly the part that for me has been really exciting is I'll ask that question and they didn't know it was coming, and they'll go like this and then they'll start smiling and they get this big grin and they sort of twinkle in their eye as they tell me a story. And those stories are so magical, because I think the thing that makes us as human beings happiest is when we can change and make other people's lives better. So now my question to you, I'm going to go back. Tell me a story about okay, go.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I was an executive director, had a small building in North Carolina, and we had a woman come in to apply for a job, and she said, I'm out of hope here. I have no job experience. After high school, I was a young mother. I raised my children. So I'm looking for a job now because I don't have anything to do. My kids are graduating off now, but I can't find a job anyway because I have no job experience. And I would just love an opportunity. And I hired her, and she was far and away my best caregiver from day one, because she showed up on time. She showed up in uniform. She picked up extra shifts. She loved our residents. She was a remarkable woman, and she eventually went on to LPN school and became a nurse.
That is
long-term care as well.
Cool.
I love that story. Mm-hmm.
Well, mine is my own grandma.
Okay, tell me.
So I've been in this profession forever, and my grandma lived in one of our communities. And I thought that I had understood what our residents experienced, but through her eyes was so much different. My grandma came in to our community like kicking and screaming out of her apartment, where she was like living alone and not social enough and not eating enough. And like 2 weeks in, grandma just has, like you said, the twinkle in her eye. She was real thin. She gained weight. She was coming out for all the meals. She joined our resident council, and it made me realize that if people just give us a chance, that the community we build is what people need. So I could have brought in care to her apartment. We did all these other things, but nothing quite replaced that like experience for her was going to the dining room and having friends. And it was just fun to watch it through her eyes.
That's cool. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
This was fun. Thank you.
Yep.